This is my recap for Wednesday, January 23rd. Yesterday was it started out as a good day, but I really messed up on Netflix and ended the day red. So the SPY in the market gapped up overnight and then sold off into its lows and found a bid and supported at 261 level and traded to the upside until the end of the session. Um, Once again, I missed all opportunities out of the open, but did pretty good on Tesla and Netflix at the beginning, and also traded Facebook. But Tesla was pretty much my first trade. My levels for Tesla were like this 294 level, and it was tested out of the open, and I hesitated. I didn't take a trade, and I don't know why I keep doing this. So I missed the whole move, and it traded very volatile. And I mean, this it moves like 3 points within a minute, and it was so wide. And I don't know. I just hesitated, but I kept watching it, and also watched Netflix. And Netflix was uh, as wild as well. Where it is? Where is it? Here it is. So Netflix also traded very volatile and very choppy, and but here I had 32 in mind as resistance, and I mean this is a perfect decision candle. Um, but hesitated to take a trade there as well. So I missed these out of the open. However, I watched Tesla, uh, and for support I had 285.70s and 280.80 below that. So once we got into this 286-ish level, I placed an order. I took a quick. We stalled for a moment, and I luckily got filled on the bid. So I stuck with it and wanted to give it a moment. So, but it was so volatile. So we even spiked down to this 285.50-ish, but immediately reversed. And instead of wait 1 second, instead of adding here, I immediately took my partial. I mean, as it was the first move, and I wanted to see it test maybe VWAP and reverse further down. I took my profits into VWAP, and for the first moment, it was a good call, and just to see whether it would reverse, and I always could have taken the last piece off or given it a moment to just put my last stop at break even, but I didn't. So yeah, I traded lower, and actually it traded much higher, and even retested this 294 level. And but that at the time I didn't pay much attention to it anymore, as I was busy on other trades, which was quite stupid because Tesla traded so nicely yesterday, and I did not trade it. And it's in hindsight, and after looking at my and doing the recap, my written journal and recap for the day, it's really frustrating that I didn't do it. So yeah, that was Tesla at the beginning. I also traded Facebook. Here also I missed the trade in the out of the open. Um, Although no, that's not true. Facebook didn't get into the level. I had 149 for resistance and a potential starter, but we didn't even. It reversed hard. However, I watched it, and I had for support. I had 146.50s, 146, 144.50 for support, and I mean, Facebook was okay. I mean, I didn't trade it very clean here. It bounced off, and I added the pivots and traded in and out of it, like the whole day, and it was a green trade overall. But I should have been a little bit more careful, to be honest. I mean, I traded just like in 100 and 100 $100 lots, 100 share size, with a, yeah, every time like I had 100 here, 100 here, and traded out of it. But I didn't take my exits like when I saw like these rejections. I really should have should have and must have taken off the trades here. Uh, Here I did it, so that was good. My entry here, there was no follow through, was just a fake out, so I stuck with it. And again, I didn't trade it. I didn't take it off here or even here with a small loss. This entry was good. Um, my exit here was okay. Here I got stopped out, and actually here I did not take off the whole trade, and I really must have taken. I mean, this is, it can't be more clear than this, when it rejects the EMA 20 on the 5 minute. And so when we retested this 144.50, I wanted to see like it to make, like it makes this move and then it retests this level, and I wanted to see it like make a stab and a run up, but well, it didn't. And I really should have taken off the trade here once it broke this level, but I didn't. So later, I just stuck with the position for most of the day, and when I didn't see it move anywhere, I finally took it off break even here. So no harm done, but still not very clean, not traded very cleanly. So later in the day, I saw Tesla immediately. It dropped like a stone from 287 down to 280, below 283. Like, I mean, it's like 4 points. So, and I was very lucky with my fill here. I have a tape. I really want to show you because my focus was on Netflix at the time, and but as you can see, then I saw this, like see all the prints that run through. So I was like, oh, something's going on, and eventually I switched over to Tesla and saw it, and then I placed. You can see here, placed my bid and got filled, and immediately took some profits into strength. However, I had only, as I was trying to pyramid in the day and start like with 20 shares and then add 40, 880 and 120. My tier size was too small. I haven't noticed this because the move happened so fast. So yeah, I mean, it was still a quick $50 on like 20 shares, so that's more than okay. I even I stuck to the last three shares, I think, and let him play out. But well, I really was curious what happened here. I mean, it happens out of nowhere, and yeah, really curious, but don't really care. Good trade. Thank you very much. Then Netflix. Netflix was a disaster. It really was. I For resistance, I had 327.50, but we traded around that level out of the open. Above that, I had 330.50, which was around here, and it tested it, but I hesitated. And 332 as well as 334.50 with the SMA 200. So once we tested this 332, we saw reject, and I hesitated to take a stab, even like a small size. I don't know why it really bothered me, and so I kept watching it, but I moved this whole like 4 or 5 point move. Not that I expected it to make such a move, but still. Here on my first stab, at 327, I had 325.75, 320, yeah, 375 fish. That was around here. I had a pivot, then I had this previous day close, which was tested and respected here, and 324 below that. 321, the 321 level we tested here, and below that 318 for potential pivots and support levels. So on my first try, on my first entry, I wanted to go for like a double bottom, and when we rejected this 326 level and bounced off of, I gave a stop, but there's a stab, but there was no follow through. So I should have taken it off here, but I didn't. I stuck with it. Then I was patient. I watched here. I saw it here. This wasn't a clear entry. I hesitated for a moment, but on the next candle, I saw it sell off, and when it came back up, I added, and immediately here I just didn't like the setup, and I took off half and did good on my exit here as I saw the resistance here and together with the EMI 9. But again, I did not take off the trade here as I should have, because like this is a perfect and clear reversal candle that would have allowed to me even to flip the position. So I stuck long to it, and here when I anticipated the break over 325, and we found some support, consolidated, and then we spiked down, and on the way up, on the break of 325, I added back, which was still okay. Like there was no follow through, and it was fine. There was not even a clear exit signal, so even sticking to I was still fine with the size of the position. However, when we came here, my ad here was very bad. Like we spiked up, and I don't know why I added here. It was just impulsive. I mean, I even adding here wouldn't have been the cleanest move, and really should have waited for 323, which I had for potential support. Um, yeah, it wasn't clean. However, I was very patient, and like when it tested 324, and the first time I hesitated, I really wanted to see the move up here to 325. Maybe it was a little bit greedy, and I didn't add here, even though I was allowed to. Like it makes this higher low, and test it, and usually that's just before it makes a run higher. That obviously it didn't happen, but I did good on my exit. But again, I did not exit here as I should have, and that's really bad. I really have to stick to my plan, and not hope for not exactly not hope for these runs up to VWAP, especially when the market is selling off. Um, yeah, that's when things went sour. I wasn't myself yesterday after that. So I mean, I did not have a big position left here, because I took most of it off here with profit. So yeah, that didn't happen. So when I saw it retest the recent lows here once again, I wanted to go with a double top, double bottom, but it was a little bit too early with my entry, as I saw the candle form, and when it was about to close, maybe I even waited, but it never broke its highs. So this entry was not good, not good, and I really must have taken my exit once it broke that level, the lows. However, I stuck with it, and I had 321, and I really thought 321 would hold. So we respected it, tested once, twice, and on the third time when it looked like it would break, I took a step, but man, was I wrong. And to make it worse, when I finally saw it find the bid, and I placed my bid here, and I was filled on the low, which was really good. And then we made a higher low and another higher low, and I was already, now I thought we might. My average was at 322.70, and I really thought we would, like make a move to the EMA 9, to the EMA 20 here, right, and maybe potentially VWAP, but yeah, Netflix had other plans. So yeah, from then on it just went south, because like for the rest of the session, 319 and to 319.50 really held the whole time. And my next ad or next support was at 318, and I really wanted to see 318 for a final ad, and but I hesitated. And so when I 1 second, so there was so that again is the afternoon session, and as you can see, I took a loss here at 3 when it broke 321.50s, but I had so many opportunities, and if I had added here as I was allowed to, added here, and like I would have gotten out like break even and with a profit when we finally and eventually broke and made it up to the EMA 20. And again, there was another opportunity to. There were so many opportunities to add for me, and where I would have been allowed to take an entry. Like there's so many opportunities, and I didn't take any of them. So, because I really wanted to see it dip down to 318, and it really looked like it would sell off, and the market was weak. I didn't trust it. So even here, I mean, we dipped below 319 and immediately found a bid and lifted back up, and I didn't have the balls to add here. I don't know what was wrong. I was just too scared yesterday and traded really badly, and yeah. So end of the story. I took losses. Um, I was really glad we didn't sell off and the market reversed higher and took Netflix with it. So I took partial. I mean, I just traded out as we made highs, and eventually my entry was hit, and I could have gotten out break even, but you never know. So yeah, this trade made a green day go red. It wasn't a big loss, but still it's the I think it's just the mental what it leaves mentally and does mentally to you. So that's where I don't know. It's it really hurt, and I'm curious how it affects my trading today. So yeah, thank you very much.